Show you Blanca one more time, rolling around in the dirt or in the grass. She greets me every morning, and usually at least once in the afternoon. She tends to hang out at the house now. She used to follow Ray around, one of the workers at the dairy, and he was the one that fed them. And lots of times when we'd see him up the street, all the dogs would be with him. But he is no longer working over there, and Blanca has gotten really comfortable with me, so she tends to just hang out at the house. Welcome to my little tropical farm. So it's 4 o'clock, checking on all the chicks. It's hysterical because these chicks run away from me, and the other chicks tend to run towards me. So here they are. They're not running away too bad. I'm here just to check on their water, check on their food, clean their water. This is crazy. They are now wasting so much food. They went from not wasting food to wasting it like crazy. And here they all are. I just clean out their water at night by dumping it and making sure there aren't too many rice hulls in the water itself. Now they have water to drink. They're doing really well. They've been out here for, I think I put them out here last Monday and it's now Sunday. So they've been out here for just about a week. I've been plugging their light in every night. They don't seem to be using it, but I think I'm going to plug it in for a few more days. Their food and water is far enough away. They tend to dig little, not burrows, but little wells in the ground. You could kind of see one here. Somebody was probably sleeping in that. And that's enough to warm them, and they don't need the light, but we're going to give them light for a few more days. Now let's go look at the big chicks. We are actually going to build a door, we decided just today, after talking to one of my neighbors. Well, one of my, actually the guy that works as a plumber for me came down and did some work, and he said we should block this off at night for them. So we're going to actually build a door this size, put it on hinges so it goes down as a ramp, and we're going to build it so it's light enough for us to lift it up. I think we're going to put 2 handles on it, as well as like hooks, and then put hooks into here so we can hook it closed at night. So that should be good. Look at these crazy guys. So they are all around my feet. Like I said, the other chickens run away from me, and these chickens run to me. It's so funny to watch. So they've got plenty of food and water. I think I'll do the same with their water. Oh, they don't have plenty of water. I did bring water down, though, so we're good. But we're going to dump this and then refill it. They probably have enough to get through tonight, but I like to give them enough of everything, food and water, so that if for some reason I miss their next visit, which is, I come at least every morning and every night, and usually I come during the day too. But if I were to miss their next visit, they would be okay. So this is probably enough water for tonight, but not enough water for tomorrow. So we'll add more since I brought it down anyway. Good morning. It's early morning. Just checked on the chickens and came out to the corn and thought I'd tell you guys a little bit more about the corn. So as you can see, the corn has grown. A lot of it's about as tall as I am. And here are the corn. I don't know what you'd call these. They're not really flowers. But this is where the pollen is. And down here are the ears of corn. And corn is pretty amazing because the pollen in these has to get down into this. Each strand of the silks has to be fertilized by some of the pollen. So typically corn can't be grown in a greenhouse because you need the wind to blow, and when the wind blows it will help the pollen drop and fertilize the corn silks. So we can walk over and go to where there's some little ones. Uh-oh, this one fell. So we're gonna help this one because it fell. I'm not sure it's gonna survive, but we're gonna take a piece and we're gonna help pollinate or hand pollinate. I mean, it may still get fertilized by other stalks, but you could see some. Okay, so here's how the corn starts, and it's really thin, and it's got an ant on it. Sorry to use you to get the ant off, but okay, so there's a really small corn stalk, and as the kernels start to grow, they fill out. I'm looking for one that is much bigger. Here are some more small ones. You know, it takes about, oh, here's a bee pollinating. These, I believe, are the stingless bees of Panama. But let's find a bigger piece. Yeah, it takes like 8 weeks. Oh, hi, Blanca. Yes, don't ruin my corn. Okay. Okay, I'll pet you as soon as we get out of here. Here are 2 tiny ones. Okay, 1 second, Blanca. Here's a good one. So this one started to fill out. It's a little fatter than the others. So that's a good sign. But it was really windy last night, and typically the wind comes right before the rain. It's a good signal to us that we're about to get a storm. But in this case, I was thrilled with the wind. Not that I'm ever not thrilled. Buenas. Buenas. Sorry about that interruption. Wanted to say hello to the neighbor. So this is all my cornfields. But yeah, the wind last night I thought was a great thing because hopefully it helped fertilize. So the corn's just coming up. Probably start to harvest in about 6 weeks and finish up in about 8 weeks. There are a few pieces that, as I'm looking, that are fairly big or fat, but most of them are tiny. Here's one that's a good size. I mean, it's not a good size like it's ready to pick, but it's ahead of the others. And then we still have some corn that didn't quite make it. Here's a little one. I don't know if you could see that, but this one is up to about my waist, whereas this one is over my head. A lot of it, again, got eaten. And then over here on this side, the corn isn't doing as well. I think it's too shaded. So this corn is very little and hasn't grown up much. It's still starting to produce some pieces are starting to get the tops, but not yet get any ears. And I'm going to guess that they won't. So now we know from, I guess, these kind of yucky trees, they're kind of dead and full of termites, but these and over, we won't grow corn there next year. We'll grow something that that thrives in the shade. And again, we could probably take down some of the shade because this cassava plant is so old, it won't produce decent cassava. So the yuca, or cassava, which makes tapioca, this is the tree that ultimately the roots come from. But when a tree's this old, the roots will be really fibrous and not edible. So those should come down, and that might provide a little less shade. Well, that's it on my lesson for corn today, and I guess a little lesson on yuca as well. I'm getting ready to start my day. Okay, I thought I'd show you a few things that we picked from, or we got off the land today. Actually, this was yesterday, but these were today. So here is our first coconut. I am not sure why it took us 5 months to open up a coconut. We have them all over the ground. This was actually an old coconut, but it's got a ton of meat on it. So we opened it up, we took the outside off and then chopped it open, and I'm gonna see about getting the flesh out. I recently read that if you cook them just for a few minutes on, I think like 200 degrees for like 10 minutes, but I need to check that, don't quote me on that, that the meat comes out really easily from the shell. So we'll try that next, but this time we were just kind of experimenting with a few of the coconuts on the ground. This is actually, it doesn't look pretty, but it's a mandarin orange. So I was gonna cut it in half and then maybe peel it. Here in the tropics, the oranges stay pretty green. So he said, he being Mario the plumber, said you can tell when they're ripe because they do start to change color, but they will, for the most part, stay green. So we are gonna just cut that one and see how it looks inside. It does not look good inside. Oh, that part does, but it's not super, it smells delicious, but it's not super juicy inside. So we are not gonna eat that, but it's our first one. We'll pull some more off the tree in the next few weeks. The tree is loaded with oranges. So, and then these are our peppers. I'm not sure what kind of peppers they are, but you saw in our last video, we picked a few of them. Well, I went down to the tree and picked most of them. I think I'm gonna pickle them. The green ones are very sweet. They're not as flavorful as they turn color, and this one actually looks like it's no good. So I think I'm gonna cut them into rings and pickle them, and we'll see how that goes. Here are the two we ate, so I should probably take those out. But this, so we're at least starting to get some food from what's growing on the property, and hopefully there'll be a lot more than just these few things in the future. Okay, this is yuca. This is all yuca that was just picked, I shouldn't say picked, dug up from my property. It's now been washed off and I'm about to peel it. So I will cut this into fries and we'll have it with our dinner tonight. And I'll probably freeze some of it for later in the week. Yuca has a core in the center that you want to take out. This one is so young, you can hardly see it, but I'm going to remove it anyway. So I cut them into 2 bowls. These are French fries. We'll make fries. We're having hamburgers tonight, I think. So we can make fries to go with it. And these are bigger pieces. I was thinking we can either later cut them into fries or we could throw them into a stew or soup. So these are gonna go in the freezer. These are gonna go in the fridge for now. So we spent the day with some friends in Santiago, and on the way back stopped at their house, and I got 2 new chickens from them. This is a male. No, this is the female. And as you can see, they have tufts of feathers on their hands, on their heads, and on their feet. And let me show you the male. And we're putting them, they're about the same age as our chicks. So we're putting them with our chicks. Let me see if I can grab this crazy girl. Okay.
That's the guy.
I mean the guy. See, he's got more of a tuft on the top of his head. And you can see his feathers on his feet too.
His neck.
And his neck is bare. They're naked necks. But they're really cute. And so they are about the same age as ours. So we're gonna leave them with ours. And I think they're young enough that the pecking order is not an issue. And these guys killed their food in the water during the night, so I'll probably stay and fix that. Okay, I stayed out a little too long. I knew the rain was coming, but I was hanging watching the new chicks and the old chicks and the big chicks and the little chicks, and now it is absolutely pouring. So I'm gonna take you with me as we make a run for it. Okay, a few seconds ago, I said that I didn't leave in time. Well, let me tell you, I left in time. This is how the rain is coming down now. It's letting up a little bit, but this is what's coming off my house right now. It is pouring. Now, this is not unusual. Typically, every night we get some rain because it's they're having a drought and it's a lot drier in Panama than most years. We're probably getting rain every 3 out of 5 days or every other day. But when it does rain, we typically get at least a few minutes of that. And we get a lot of what I would call dry thunder. I assume there's lightning with it, but typically when it's that dry, it's not that close. So, but this is a typical evening. The wind is blowing like crazy. And that's usually how we can tell it's about to rain, is the wind picks up. And it's actually gorgeous out right now. Like if I had an outdoor patio furniture, which I will have someday, I would be sitting out here on the patio for sure, even with the rain coming down. And there's Blanca staying out of the rain. I think Mama's on the patio on the other side. And I'm not sure where baby is, but she is probably out of the rain somewhere. Or she's maybe at the dairy staying out of the rain. Thank you for coming to my little tropical farm this week. If you'd like to follow along on our journey, please click subscribe and notify. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you click like, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.